How much is too much? When you have to pay your contractor, how much money do you write him a check for in the beginning, middle, end? What's the payment schedule like? Let me give you some tips. When you agree on the price with your contractor, how much money should you pay him as a down payment, how much during the job, and how much at the end? This is a very big point of contention for contractors and for homeowners. But I want to start off by telling you, contractors are not banks. They're not the bank. They can't float the job. They build the project on your money. Understand that right from the beginning. But you have to protect yourself as well. So how much is too much? In today's example on how much money you're going to pay your contractor, let's use a bathroom as the sample project, okay? We're going to do a bathroom. 3-piece bathroom, vanity, tub, and toilet, fully gutted to the studs. Let's use $30,000 as the sales price. You meet with the contractor in the beginning. He's very nice. He's pleasant. You've checked his references out and he's designed a beautiful bathroom with you. And now you've agreed on the price, $30,000. How much money at the time of you agreeing with the contractor should you pay him? This is important because, as you know, contractors are not the bank. It doesn't say Bill's Remodeling Savings and Loan or Bill's Bank or anything like that. They're the contractor. They're using your money to build the job. Remember that. So how much money should you give based on a $30,000 project? At the time of agreeing and signing his contract, I recommend you give him a 10% deposit. So here we are, $30,000. You've just given him 10%. That's $3,000. Okay? Now, when you negotiate with the contractor, and we already agreed, you agreed on $30,000, part of that should be negotiating how you're paying him. Let me give you a little insider tip right now. Contractors want you to give money at the start of something, start of demolition, at the start of painting, at the start of plumbing. Sounds perfectly legit. Here's what I want to tell you as an insider. You should pay the contractor upon completion of plumbing, completion of demolition. Very small nuance, but very strong and effective. Here's why. 10% upon signing, everyone agrees. $30,000 sale, $3,000 deposit, $27,000 left. Now he picks up the permit, ready to start. Now the contractor is going to say, give me 20% start of demo. And you say to the contractor, Mr. Contractor, and by the way, this should all be negotiated before you write a check, but here's some tips. Say to the contractor, you know what? I know you want 20% at start of demo. Would you be willing to work with me, Mr. Contractor, and say, I'll give you 20% at completion of demo? At the beginning of the job, the contractor wants to do anything he can to get you to say yes on everything. He'll probably say, no problem, of course. Yes. So now you've gotten a deposit money, and now you've gotten 20% on completion of demo. So what happens is the contractor shows up with his crew, shows up with the dumpster or the trailer. They demo the job, and they expect a check. Instead of the check is waiting for them to start demo. Sometimes they're like, hey, you didn't leave a check. We're not starting. Interesting. But now they're demoing. And if you would have left the check for the start of demo, maybe they didn't finish. Maybe they have to come back the next day. If you had the check where it says at completion of demo, at least you've paid them. And let's say the contractor takes the money, but it's demoed. It never comes back. At least you know your money has gone to pay for some activities instead of taking the money, he leaves and never comes back. Start of demo, completion of demo. Those are two items that seem the same, but they're really not. As a professional and an expert, the payment should be upon completion instead of start of. So now you've got completion of demo. He got his check. What comes after demo? Rough plumbing, rough electric, rough heating, framing. So those are 4 items. Maybe you say to him, okay, Mr. Contractor, I'm going to pay you the next payment upon completion of rough plumbing, completion of rough electric, completion of rough heating, or completion of framing. Whatever the order is that he's doing it in, you can pay that. Now, sometimes on rough mechanicals, which is all of them, you combine them all. So instead of saying upon finish of rough electric or rough plumbing, you can say upon finish of rough electric, plumbing, and heating. Those 3 together, you can write the next check. And when you know the rough is completed, it's when he gets a green sticker, okay? A green sticker means that he pulled a permit. And all your jobs need to have permits. Permits protect you as a homeowner. There are cities that don't require permits for certain projects. It's your job and responsibility as a homeowner to call your city and just say, hey, I'm thinking about remodeling my bathroom. What's the policy with the city on permits? It's that simple. A lot of contractors don't want to pull permits. Is it true that permits slow the job down? Yeah. The job takes longer with permits, but it also protects you as a homeowner, and it's the law. So permit discussion, don't let the contractor tell you that your taxes are going up if you pull a permit. We're not going to buy that bunk. That's another situation. So anyways, how much is too much? Upon completion of as opposed to start of. That tip alone could save you all kinds of headache. And a good, solid, financially solid contractor will have no issue with that. He really won't. Now, what happens if the quality of the work's not good or something doesn't look right? Do you have the right to withhold money? I mean, literally, that's your leverage is the money. I would talk to the contractor up front. Mr. Contractor, let's talk about if there's a problem. Let's talk about if I'm not happy with something, what do we do and how do we handle it? That's an important situation that you as a homeowner need to have the answer before it gets there. Now, I will tell you, for the most part, the contractor that you pick, it's probably his intention is to do a great job. It's probably a very high likely, it's unlikely that anything bad is going to happen. But you still need to protect yourself. Homeowners have insurance against flood, fire, windstorm, acts of God. The chances of it happening are very slim. However, it's a possibility. So you always have to protect yourself and make sure that you're covered. Ask your contractor, what happens if we disagree? Talk it through. And it's not comfortable. It's not easy, but it's a lot easier at the beginning to talk about it than it is 3 months into the job. And then everyone's butting heads. I mean, people want to act tough. If you screw this job up, you don't want to see me. You don't want to see the bad me. That happens. Doesn't send a good signal. Remember, another key to a great contractor, besides one that can communicate, is one that's solution-minded. Remember that. A contractor that's solution-minded will look at a problem, will understand that you have an issue with it, and will offer you a solution. There are homeowners you can't please. Trust me. There's a homeowner from hell everywhere. There's a contractor from hell everywhere. The key here is being solution-minded. So making payments to your contractor, how much is too much, all of that has an impact on the project. Now, let's get to the end. You've heard of the punch list. How important is that? Contractors, by nature, get the job 95% done. It's that last 5% that always is a struggle to get it. There's a knob on a handle. There's a flush part. There's some caulking. There's a noise. Those are little punch list items that always need to be handled properly. The incentive for the contractor is to get the last payment. And contractors a lot of times will know, I've got a couple $1,000 right here I got to get, but I've got to get that big check upon completion of demo over in another bathroom that I'm doing. And they're running to get the money. Successful remodeling also has to do with cash flow and balancing. But you as a homeowner want your job finished. You don't care about the other homeowners. So what do? You absolutely have the right to hold money. But don't just hold the money. Get the completion date set up so that you're happy. Mr. Contractor, I owe you $2,500. We have to caulk the toilet. We have to put two knobs on the cabinets, and we have to adjust the hot water. Those are the 3 items. Well, let's get it done by Friday. Contractor should be able to get it done by Friday. Now, some contractors have the last payment due upon punch list. Not a bad deal. Here's what I recommend. As a homeowner, as a contractor, I recommend the last payment be due upon usable completion. Usable completion. What does that mean? That means if you can use your bathroom, if you can use the shower, it's usable. That means it's done. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to still caulk the toilet. There's a light bulb. There's a hardware piece missing. You still have usable completion. The risk for the contractor is bad reviews, an upset homeowner. And we live in a review society. There are many, many, many contractors who live by and die by reviews. Homeowners can abuse it, or they can use it to their advantage, or they can use it like it was intended to share information with other prospective homeowners. So there's your out. But the contractor needs to know that. You need to tell them, Mr. Contractor, look, I trust you. I want to get this done. Can we Can we get this done in the next 5 days? Can we get this done by Friday? Can we get it done immediately? Let him tell you when. Text messaging. It's not a problem to text the contractor and say, hey, Mr. Contractor, thank you very much for getting the job just about done. I'm sending you the last payment. However, we just talked about usable completion. We got 3 items. You said you'd have it done by Friday. I would appreciate you sticking to that, and let's get it done. If it doesn't get done, you have options. Homeowners always have options. And there are legitimate reasons why it couldn't get done. Maybe the guy showed up and you left the house for a minute and the doors were locked. There's always times where it just doesn't work. Everyone needs to take a deep breath and then work with their contractor. And you will be happy, because once you use your bathroom and you show it and it looks great, all the stress and anxiety that happened previous, it goes away. The key here is, would you use them again? And asking that question to other homeowners when you're finding a contractor is an important question. I hope you found my tips and insights helpful for your next renovation project. If you like this show, leave a comment and click subscribe and never miss an episode. Visit hireitdone.com for more resources and expert advice.